let's talk a little bit about Ubisoft, who had a freaking horrible week. They had a real bad week. Found this over at deadline.com. It says video maker Ubisoft, or Ubisoft, I've heard it both ways, unveils a major reset with layoffs, canceled titles, and back to office mandates, which are just a different kind of layoffs, really. Because there's going to be people who just like, no, I don't want to come back to the office. But they canceled Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, which was a remake or remaster, one or the other. That's been in development for a little bit, and I guess that's been canceled. According to Ubisoft, that is the only game that has been canceled, but they're laying off a whole bunch of people, and they're completely restructuring their entire business. And then apparently their stock just absolutely had a nosedive, but I looked and it's been nosediving for quite a long time because they've just, you know, the proverbial rakes that we're always talking about Microsoft stepping on. I feel like Ubisoft or Ubisoft,
they're even worse. They've been stepping on. Yeah, they've been making rakes just to put down on the floor and step on them.
They have a rake machine just walking in front of them. It sets the rake down and bam, right in the face.
100%. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on over there. I will say some of what they said or some of what they've been working towards seems smart, but I'd be reticent to give them any credit just with how they've been going these last years, really, right? So one thing you said, though, one game canceled. I'm looking at a BBC article on the same subject, and they say 6 games canceled, and that's what I've seen.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've seen as well, but I don't know. I don't have a primary source right now, but that's BBC, so I do trust that. But that said, I don't like none of the other titles have been named as far as I know. Likewise, they delayed, I believe, 7 games, and one of those was named as well, which was Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Remastered, which I think is called Black Flag Resync or something like that. Those 2 games being named, Prince of Persia Sands of Time Remake and Black Flag Remastered, that's really interesting to me because we're talking about a remake and a remaster, right? Like those are
easier.
Those are relatively safe bets. Like for them to mess those games up is insane to me. I don't understand what's going on. And in particular for Prince of Persia, they said something about failing to reach enhanced quality benchmarks. That is incredibly concerning for a remake, right? To be clear, we have Grand Theft Auto trilogy remake, which did fail to reach any quality benchmarks when it was released, so it's not unprecedented, but it is concerning to say the least. Yves Guillemot did have some corporate speak. He said, while these decisions are difficult, they are necessary for us to build a more focused, efficient, and sustainable organization over the long term. Of course, he would say that, right? But what I was referring to earlier about what may seem like it has good potential is this creative house model that they're moving towards, where they have what appears to be 5 creative houses. One is focused on Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Rainbow Six, sort of their tentpole single player franchises. They have
open world stuff.
Exactly. They have a second one dedicated to competitive and cooperative shooters. So The Division, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell. A third one dedicated to live service experience, so For Honor, The Crew, Skull and Bones. And then a couple more, one of them is casual family games, to my understanding, so not very exciting there. But what I like about that is that it focuses on specialization, right? Those houses will do better, I think, by having something to focus on rather than those experiences being spread across dozens of studios. What do you think about that?
I feel like there's two ways that I can come at this. The first way is, yes, you get the team that makes the open world games. That's what they do. The longer that you do it, the better you get at it.
Exactly.
You know, and if this time you're making an open world game, and then the next game you're working on is Ubisoft Just Dance? Do they do Just Dance?
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, so there's the casual family thing. So, and then the next game you make is Just Dance, and then the game you make after that is Rayman something, and the game you make after that is, you know, something else. It's like the skill sets that you are getting, they're different each time, and that means that you don't benefit as much from the previous one. So I think that it's good that they are compartmentalizing a little more. The downside to that, from a dev standpoint, is, God, you're just doing the same thing over and over and over, and that could get a little tedious. For the devs, I have zero confidence that Ubisoft would care if it's tedious for the devs. They're like, whatever, you guys are just cogs in the wheel. Shut up and make your game. Just shut up and do it. That's how I feel like Ubisoft would behave towards them.
Yeah, you're right. And in a better company, I wouldn't be, in a better corporation, I would not be worried about that problem, right? And you look at someone like what's Joseph Ferris's studios? What's his studio name? You don't remember? So the Split Fiction folks, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah. Like, they're doing essentially not the same game per se, but they're clearly in a wheelhouse, but every time it's fresh, it's something new. And so, like, Hazelight, thank you. And so I would hope that it would be operated in that fashion, but you're absolutely right. It is Ubisoft, and it is not in that fashion. They must be like, they're probably not even thinking about it. But I would be mad if I were them and I was looking at the success of like Clair Obscur. They just let those folks go.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot those were Ubisoft devs that said, okay, well, we got let go. Let's go make a game together, and it wins everything. Like, it won everything.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's so wild. So yeah, that's Ubisoft for you.
Yeah, that is. All right. Let us know what you guys think. Do you think that, I mean, obviously Ubisoft is, stepping on rakes left and right. Is this a turning point for them, or is this more of the same from Ubisoft? And I'm going to, on purpose for the rest of time, I'm going to pronounce it both ways. Alternate it every time.
You know what that reminds me of is Balatro. It's like, and I think the creator did alternate, is like he would, say Balatro, and then he would say Balatro. So yeah, let's do that with Ubisoft.
There we go. All right, let's move on to our next topic today. And the next thing that I wanted to talk about is